a great coach is a leader who offers movement, right? As the word coach came from the word carriage. It means you're carrying people somewhere. You're offering movement. That's why you get a life coach when you're stuck, right? I see we have Rose Howell, welcome, right? She's a trainer. She's a coach. So when people come to her, if she's working as a coach, then people are coming to her because they are stuck in their health, right? They want some level of training to be able to move forward. So you look for a coach to train you, whether it's in exercise and different things, because in yourself you're stuck. So as a coach, the first thing you should think of is, this person has come to me for movement. Number two, stability. As I said, whenever companies, even when it comes to families, let me even use a marriage. Whenever marriage is in chaos, you normally want to look for a marriage coach, right? Not just somebody who offers you general knowledge, but you need somebody to help you create some level of stability. Then you bring even efficiency. Remember, before with a coach drawn by horses, you can go very far, versus and you can carry more people with less horses, vis-a-vis if you're just riding a horse. So as a great coach, you must remember you're a leader, you offer movement, you're supposed to bring stability, and you're supposed to bring efficiency. Again, let me use, since we have a health trainer in the building, let me say if you really think about health, right? If I'm out of shape and I'm trying to work, you have to think about, I'm trying to have movement, so I need you to help me move from my challenge. I'm also looking for stability in my health, and I'm trying to find it in the most efficient way. In other words, I don't know the most efficient path to take. I do not have stability in my health, and I don't know how to get out of here. And so anytime you want to be a great leader, you must remember to be a great coach. All right? So now that we have defined the word coach and discovered that it actually originated all the way from Hungary, all the way as a carriage, and how it was used in Oxford to mean somebody who carries you in your academic endeavors. And now we can get to what I want to give you next are 3 nuggets on developing the coach in you. And then I'll talk about 3 characteristics or markings of a great coach. All right, so the 3 nuggets, right? Melissa and Yangon, welcome to Dr. Casper Live. The first thing is, coaches understand it is as much on the playbook as it is on the players. Now, one of the things I normally like to say, and if you've ever listened to me long enough, is that I always say great leaders coach players, not play books. And since we talk about coaches, I would say that great coaches understand it is as much on their playbook as it is on the players. What do I mean? From my experience playing sports, I always like to draw to some of those things. I discovered that sometimes you may have had success as a coach with a different team, and so with that team you develop a particular playbook which have your rules, they have your processes, right? And now you are moved to a new team, or the players that you used to have moved on, and a whole new set of players have come in. And here is the challenge. Many times you find that coaches, or people who are leaders rather, are trying to use the same formula with different players. And that's what I mean when I say great coaches coach players, not play books. See, if you get stuck on things that worked in a different situation, you'll try to apply them in a new situation, and you'll wonder why you're not getting the results that you want. And so it's always good as a great coach to learn the gift of modification. You have to modify in order to figure out how to win. That's what makes a difference with coaches like the man who has led the Patriots in terms of Belichick, a man called Belichick. He's the head coach of the New England Patriots. Even if you think about the same coach who helped Michael Jordan win all those championships is the same one who helped Shaq and Kobe win all the championships. What makes these coaches always win championships? Mike Saber and all these other coaches. What makes them win championships is they're not stuck to playbooks. They look at the players, they look at the team they have been given, and they modify their playbook. Now, listen, you can stick to your principles, but you have to realize you can change or modify your loss, right? And so as a coach, you have to realize that not everything will apply. It's the same thing, even if you're a health trainer. If I come, you can have different clients. That means you cannot use the same training philosophy and methodology to everyone, right? Because everyone has a different body, different gender, different everything, right? So in that sense, it takes that knowledge to understand that you have to coach. And that's one of the most important lessons or points that I ever learned. I remember one time I was a director in a particular place, and I had two assistants, Dan K, Koi, Peter Njoroge. Welcome, Peter, all the way from Houston. Koi is all the way from Dallas. Welcome and thank you for joining us on Life and Leadership here on Dr. Casper Live. Okay, let me go back to my story. I had two assistants. I was a director of a particular institution. And one of the challenges that I ran into is that I assumed that people who were subordinate to me were supposed to act and operationalize in the same exact way that I did. And for those who've been watching me, you remember we talked about personalities, how everybody functions in a different way. The results were frustration and delay. Why? Because I did not take time to look at the players, to look at the team members in front of me, discover who they were, and create a game plan around them. I just wanted to take a playbook that had worked, apply it to them, and magic would happen. Again, as a coach, you must remember that sometimes you have to modify or even throw away the old playbook and bring in a fresh new one. Let me move on. Number 2, great coaches make the complex simple. Great coaches make the complex things simple. You know, one of the reasons why many of us struggled in subjects like mathematics, composition, chemistry, sometimes it may have not been that the topics were as hard, but rather the person who was supposed to coach us in that subject was not able to make it simplified. See, one of the things that, having been in the university setting, I realized is just because somebody's a genius doesn't make them a good instructor or a great professor. Because to be a great instructor or professor means you're able to take some very complex ideas and be able to make them simple so that students, based on their level, can understand and comprehend what it is they're being taught. And therefore, as a coach, and remember, as a coach, I'm not just talking about organization. I'm talking about from the family level, from the church, from your nonprofit, from your business, from wherever place you are, you have the opportunity to become a coach. However, for the people who are subordinate to you, they need to have simplicity. And so let me borrow from actually a book called Psalms. There's a book called the Psalms, and it's on chapter 32 of this book on verse 8. Now, it says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way, or in the derek, the path. Derek is Hebrew, the path you should go. I will guide you with my eye. Do not be like the horse or the mule, which have no understanding, which must be harnessed with bit and bridle, else they will not come near you. Let me repeat that. I will instruct you. All right, this is God talking to this psalmist. I believe this was King David, saying, I will instruct you and teach you, right? Follow with me, in the derek, in the path, in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye. Do not be like the horse, like the mule, which have no understanding, which must be harnessed with bit and bridle, else they will not come near you. Now, when I saw that, it was amazing. And so I want to borrow from that and help you discover 3 ways in which you can bring complexity and make it simple.